Welcome everybody to the press conference for the semi-final of the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament here in Riga. We have Coach Cohn and Dwight Lamos with us. Coach, if I can ask you to make an opening statement at the end of that tough loss.
Oh, I don't know what to say. You know, it's funny, we didn't expect to be here, but then when we got here, we expect to win. So it's very painful that we didn't, and especially after having a halftime lead and coming out and I think going on a 12-0 or 14-0 run on us, start the third quarter was painful to watch. But there's a reason Brazil's the 12th ranked team in the world, and they proved it tonight. You know, losing, you know, we don't want to make excuses, but losing Kai was big for us because it just took away our depth in the front line and forced Jumar Fajardo to have to overplay minutes, and that kind of all mushroomed it right there. But the bottom line is we just weren't good enough tonight, and we got to be better. You know, we're trying to tell ourselves that almost isn't good enough. You know, almost winning, almost getting there, almost that. It's not good enough. We got to find a way to get over the hump and get there. And tonight we didn't do that.
Thank you, Coach. Dwight, your initial comments?
Close to what Coach Tim said. It just takes one night. You don't show up and play your best, and you lose. That's how good the teams are here. So today we just didn't play our best, and Brazil beat us.
Okay, questions for either Coach or Dwight? At the back. There you go. And then we're at the front here next.
Hi, Coach. My name's Yanis from Delphi. There was a 9-minute stretch at the end of the first half and start of the second half that you didn't score any point. What stopped working for you guys?
Well, they got, you know, they played us with a real physical brand of basketball, and you know, we were playing, and you know, to be honest, and we said this at halftime, you know, we were making tough shots in the first half, and they were missing a lot of open shots, and we knew that if we didn't turn that around, that it was going to get difficult for us in the second half, and we continued to get tough shots, and they weren't going in anymore, and they started hitting open shots. So Huertas hurt us hard coming off the ball screens and pulling up and doing nice things. And I think we just kind of panicked a little bit. You know, we started doing a lot of one-on-one. We weren't moving the ball like we normally do. And as Dwight said, we just didn't bring our best tonight. Started off strong, but we just couldn't sustain it against their physicality. And again, we just lacking a big. We had to overplay our front line. I think more than anything, Jumar got really tired having to battle. I'm going to say their numbers because the 51 and number 6. You know, those were two guys who were ganging up on him and rotating on him. It was a tough battle for him being there by himself.
In the front. Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Cesare Minanti FIBA. Coach, as you said, you didn't expect to be here. We saw a team completely different respect to the World Cup last year. We saw a team capable of finally beating a European powerhouse in 64 years. What should we expect from your guys from now on?
That's a good question. You know, the whole part of this, bringing this particular program together, which is different from what we had in the World Cup, is the fact that we're going to hopefully keep these guys together over the next, you know, 3 to 4 years, trying to keep them together going into the next World Cup. And it's hard to talk about this right after you lose, but you know, it's a growth experience for us. You know, it's kind of like a now we know moment. Now we know we can compete. So how can we get that next step in which we can get a little bit better, that not just compete but win, and then, you know, playing these kind of tournaments, you know, where you're playing 3 games in 4 days, and against, I mean, it just gets harder and harder every game. These are things that, we'll need to adjust to. And, but like I said, I mean, yeah, we didn't expect to be here, but once we're here, we expected to win. So it's an incredible disappointment for us. And, we're not going to jump up and down and say, yay, we did our thing, and everybody was proud of us. Hopefully that doesn't get into our mindset. We need to keep pushing and moving forward, getting better.
We'll take one more at the front and then wrap this up.
Hello, Coach Mindaugas Bertys, BasketNews.com. Both head coaches of Georgia and Latvia mentioned that one of the big things you did on defense was packing the paint and forcing them to just make the threes. Today, you were aggressively going under the screens, and when it was not working, you started to go over the screens in the fourth quarter, and it still didn't work with Marcelinho Huertas. What was your thought process throughout all these 3 games, forcing all 3 teams to just shoot from beyond the arc?
Well, it wasn't our intention, I'll be honest with you. We wanted to get out on Latvia, and I thought we did a good job of challenging shots. Even though we gave up threes, we were getting out on them and challenging them. We had to switch to a zone just because, against Georgia, just because they were eating us up one-on-one. I mean, we had to disrupt their flow, so we went to zone. But tonight, we were worried about Huertas, number 9, and we were worried about his pull-up jump shot. So we were trying to get under the screen to take away the pull-up jump shot because he's so deadly with that. We had some schemes that worked in the beginning, but then maybe we did a bad job of doing them too new. We put some new schemes in just for this game, and we weren't executing those schemes as well as we hoped. And we gave up some layups and shots that we hopefully, don't give up all the time. So, we just try to be really fundamentally sound and try to stay solid in our schemes, and that's what we tried to do tonight. But they shot well, and their guards hurt us really coming over screens tonight, and that's their game. We knew it coming in. We knew we were going to have to be great on the high screen, the single high screens out top. We knew we were going to have to be great on that, and we weren't, and that was really the difference in the game. We were getting caught between trying, as you said, going over or under, or taking the guard on the pull-ups, or getting back on 51 on the alley-oops, or covering 99 in the corners. That's the things that they all set up for you off that single high. And you try to take 1 or 2 away, but you're going to get beat on the third. And they beat us on the third and second and third actions all the time. So, like I said, they're a good team, and they're going to, no matter, they played behind in all 3 games they played. They played behind against Montenegro, they played behind against Cameroon, and they played behind against us. And all 3 games they came back. They came back from Cameroon like 26 or 25 points. So we knew they were going to come back, but we just didn't have the answer. Which we did.
Okay, Coach, and Dwight, thanks very much. Great tournament. It's been a pleasure to see you play so well here, and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, fellas.
Okay, welcome to the second half of the press conference for the semi-final of this FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament here in Riga. Brazil winning 71-60 over the Philippines. We have Coach Petrovic and Georgine Paolo with us. If we'll start with Georgine and your initial comments on the game and your views, and then we'll see if anyone has a question for you, and then we can let you go.
All right. I think we had a great game defensively. But in the first half, we couldn't make the shots. So whenever it happens, you gotta keep shooting. We gotta keep our energy up, because we practice every day to do it. So and we gotta find a way to make the easy baskets also, because we have players to play defense, but we know we have a lot of guys that on the bench waiting to get the opportunity to score and to do whatever it takes to win the game. So, but we have I think we have a great group to do it. So defensively, we had a great game. Offensively, we did better in the second half. So, and we were able to win the game by 10 points at the end. So I think it was.
Okay, any questions for Georgine before we let him go? Here we go.
Jorginho, Cesare Minanti FIBA, congrats for the victory. One question for you. You talked about the defensive effort that you guys made. How important was that from you and from Leo Mendel, especially on Justin Brownlee, which was the most dangerous threat of the Philippines? Thank you.
So me, Leo, and Coach, we had a talk yesterday about Brownlee, and he told us to try to stop him, because he would shoot the ball like 20 times a game. But we had this, how can I say?
Cut the percentage.
Yeah, we had to cut the percentage to below 48%, because he was shooting the ball pretty well. So they play in the triangle offense, so we knew how they move, and we were following him, like wherever he goes, we were there. So I think we did a great job.
Yeah, we'll take one more for Georgine, but then.
Jans Benziks, Delphi, your playing time in first game was very limited. How easy it is to stay focused physically and mentally for this kind of game?
We have 12 players, talented players from Brazil playing over here. And there are some games that you're not going to play much, but you got to keep your focus, your energy up. You got to do like the small things, like clapping on the bench, keep your teammate confident, because at some point you're going to get the opportunity. Like today, I think I played 5 minutes the first game, 3 minutes the second game, and then I played 25 today. So I think everybody should have this confidence and this energy to, whenever you step on the court, you're gonna give everything to help your team to win, because we came here to win the Olympic spot. So that's the goal. We're gonna do whatever it takes.
That's right. Okay, you okay this time? Yeah, okay, yep.
Jorginho, José Pereira, Café Belgrado. Você teve em 2001 no Pré-Olímpico, batemos na trave. Na Copa do Mundo a gente ficou classificado por 3/4, depois saímos. Hoje vamos ter mais uma chance amanhã, domingo. Como é que está a mentalidade para que a gente consiga finalmente terminar esses negócios inacabados?
Bom, a nossa mentalidade tá muito boa. A gente tem um grupo que está junto há mais tempo agora. E jogos difíceis, como Camarões e como hoje, criam um time mais forte, um time mais unido, e fazem a nossa energia subir. A gente, mesmo estando com confiança, a gente ainda está com a guarda alta, e isso é bom. E amanhã nós vamos estar preparados, não importa o adversário. A gente sabe que a gente vai estar com a energia muito alta e que a gente pode fazer diferente dessa vez. A gente tem um grupo muito unido, muito talentoso e que está pronto para ir para Paris.
Okay, Georgine, thank you. Coach, can I ask you for your initial feelings after that win?
Of course, but my opinion about the game is going to be a little bit delayed because I need to continue to answer on the gentleman question what he asked to Jorginho. To be coach of, to be player and to be coach of the club or the national team is not the same. You have here just one try to entrance in the game. If you are okay, you will stay because we need to win that game that day. There is no game tomorrow. So if the player felt comfortable, he's going to stay on the court. I'm not going to change because there is no another game tomorrow. In a club, you can make a 2-3 time rotation on the same game because you have 8 or 9 months of work and it's important to come fresh on the end. Today, you don't have tomorrow. You need to win the game. So when some players, if we are looking that who is good on the court, that player is going to remain on the court. So we have a lot, now I'm returning back, we have some issues all the tournament with the beginning of the games. We lost all 3 first halves. And we adjust a lot of things through final minutes of the first 20 minutes. It was, react against Cameroon 7-0. Also today we make the end of 20 minutes and the beginning of the third quarter, we make gap of 18-0. So the good thing for me, because we lost our best offensive player, who is Raulzinho, and we don't have so many, options in offense. So what remains for us? To play tough defense. And today we can be proud how we cut every single triangle game from Philippines. We cut them everything. They stay 31 points below what they average in the first 2 games. We cut them percentage of the shots. But what was happened in the beginning of the game, it's our maybe, initially mentally problem because they let us shoot all on a perimeter. And every single player just catch one shot, missed, and immediately they are in front of 10 points. So we need just that kind of playing and starting to play from behind. No, this Brazil cannot play through the offense. This Brazil can play through the defense. Fortunately, you forget one name, Leo Mendel and Jorginho made a huge job. But you cannot forget Didi Lozada. He didn't play even in the first 2 minutes. Today he played more than 20 minutes. That's in a favor of what I was talking. Lucas Diaz, we moved him when Philippines play with Brownlee on a 4th spot. We moved him on the other guys on perimeter because we would like to continue our defense on Brownlee. And when Philippines score 60 points, my opinion is that we make a huge job. So right now we need to forget everything about this game. We have 3 more hours resting time regarding our opponent in tomorrow's game. So we will see. We are just 40 minutes away from Paris, and that was our primary goal, to come to the final game.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for Coach? Yeah, there you go.
Good afternoon, Coach. Congrats on the win. You just mentioned about missing an important offensive factor like Raulzinho. We saw a little bit of improvements by Iago today, but we can see still that it's still struggling. So I just wanted you to elaborate on the importance of Marcelinho, especially down the stretch in that 4th quarter, to keep up the tempo for you guys.
Of course, but for me, maybe I am for more than 35 years a coach in a club and the national team, but I never have difficult preparation like this time. I was 10 days ago, I was without any point guards on the team. Raulzinho was recovering from the injury and he started to play. Marcelinho, initially he supposed not to be here. He maybe 10 days ago he called us and say, hey, I would like to help because you have a lot of problem. Iago is one of the best player of the team, offensively talking, but he's coming out of the 1 month injury. So it's not easy to grow up you individual, form, shape, and win the game. So we need to be patiently, but until we defend all 3 games, we are going to be in chance to qualify for the Paris. And after that, we are going to want 1 month, to heal all the players, to be in better shape, and maybe make some quality Olympic Games.
In the front.
Hi, Coach Mindaugas Bertys, Basketnews.com. As you probably obviously know, a lot of stories have been made about Bruno Caboclo and his lack of attitude, so to say, and his mentality playing in club basketball. Here in the national team, for the second year in a row, he's blossoming. He's capturing double-doubles almost each game. What could you tell about Bruno, both as a player and as a human, and what you've seen from him throughout all these weeks?
Bruno is a special human being. And I know him for 7 or 8 years when in my first, from 2017, when I became, in the first period, coach of the Brazilian national team. He didn't play, and in that moment, he didn't even play for the national team because he was in a fight with some coaches, with the federation. And I, in that moment, 2018, start diplomatic mission in United States with the Memphis Grizzlies, with the coaches, with him, with his agent. And, we have some kind of, I can say even friendship. It's not just relation coach and the athlete and the player. We have, I know which is atmosphere when Bruno is going to be Bruno, like this, smiling, playing, and everything. So we would like to give him, surround him with a positive energy, and in that moment, Bruno will repay you everything. Agora Portugnolo. Oh.
We'll take the Portuguese question.
Ok. José Pereira, Café Belgrado. 2 perguntas rápidas, coach. A primeira foi uma ótima exibição, principalmente no segundo tempo, mas mais uma vez o quinteto inicial começou meio sonolento e deixando o adversário tomar a liderança. E a segunda pergunta é, você estava em Split ano passado, chegou até a final e a gente teve o gosto amargo. Ter essa chance de colocar o Brasil de volta nas Olimpíadas, como é essa sensação para o senhor depois desses 3 anos do que aconteceu em 2021?
Già sull'inglese rispondi che hemos encontrado un problema grave porque jugadores de Filipinas no dejaron completamente abierto su perímetro y nosotros pensamos ese juego comenzando desde ataque. Esse Brasil não pode começar o jogo nessa maneira. Há que começar desde a defesa, correr, coger uma bandagem, coger um tiro, coger a confiança. Nós hemos perdido a confiança, não só hoje. Hemos perdido a confiança em primeiros 20 minutos contra o Camerún e contra o Montenegro. Pero jogando, insistindo sulla costa da defesa, e encontrar também quinteto que pode a jogar muitos minutos juntos sem cansancio, nos leva que chegamos agora à final deste torneio. A diferença entre Split e agora é enorme, porque em Split hemos jogado basquete perfeito. 3 jogos, 3 vitórias de 30 pontos contra Croácia, México e Tunísia. E não hemos sabido sofrer quando chegou a Alemanha. Agora estamos sofrendo, puede ser demasiado, pero puede ser que amanhã nos repaga de todo.
Okay, okay, we'll take one more question at the back and then we'll wrap this up.
I don't have doubt.
Coach, which team would you like to beat in the final? Latvia or Cameroon?
No, I cannot be, I'm always going to tell the truth, whatever, because I'm on the end of my basketball career, so I'm not going to lie you and say, yes, I prefer Cameroon in the final games, because we learned our lesson in that game. I don't think so that we are going to, but everybody knows here, 99%, that we are going to play against Latvia.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the final.